Hey everybody, I'm making this video message to tell you it does not matter who gives advice or what level they're at. The choice is yours to make the decision who you get the advice from. I was led to make this video message because we live in a world and a society where people feel like if you were a man or woman and you failed at a particular thing, you don't have the right to give advice to certain people. But can I say something to you guys? Each one of us have failed at something. Each one of us has made mistakes, and we will continue for the rest of our lives to make some type of mistake. This does not mean that you cannot give out advice, okay? The Bible says, seek wise counsel. So you have to question yourself about the counsel that you're receiving or the advice that you are receiving. How is it changing you for the better? Is it changing you for the better? Is it making you start to look at yourself? Are you inspired to change something about yourself or in your life? Are you inspired and led to stop doing something that is destroying you? It has been destructive to you. Some people will say, as an example, that a single woman cannot give advice. I've heard numerous people in real life and on social media say that they wouldn't take advice from a single woman. But in order for a woman to be single, at one point she probably was married or had a relationship. And if she's giving out advice, she's giving out advice because she did fail at her marriage or her relationship, or she learned to be a better judge of character, or she learned things in their relationship. And so now she's giving out information to different women so they don't make the mistakes that she did. So how is it that we live in a world where people feel like if you are a single or divorced woman, you can't give advice? You definitely can give advice. Some people feel like people with children cannot talk about children or give advice. Now, I'm not saying that they can give detailed advice on what it's like to be a parent because they are not a parent. But people without children, I will take advice from them because they still know right from wrong. It's pretty much common sense on what's right and wrong for a child, depending on what it is. There are teachers, there are professors, or there are instructors in classrooms with children of all ages, and they don't have children of their own. Does that mean that they don't have the right to be a teacher? Does that mean that they don't know what's best for a child just because they don't have children? You guys have got to stop placing judgment on particular people because you feel that until they get to a certain level, they can or can't do something in particular. That's what this video message is. Don't be ignorant. Don't block yourself from getting a possible breakthrough. Don't block yourself from getting a possible opportunity to change your life around completely for the better. And healing and restoration comes because you looked at a man or a woman that was single and said, well, because they're single, I'm not going to listen to them. Her or him is divorced. I'm not going to take advice from them. That's why they're giving advice. Because if they were married at one point and they made mistakes as a married man or a married woman, they can now tell you, you know what, my brother, my sister, when you get married, don't do this particular thing. Because I did that for many years in my marriage and it led to my divorce. Some of you all need to take stories and information that some of us give you as cautionary tales, so you don't slip and fall. That's what you guys need to do. And stop being so quick to shun and reject someone that is trying to talk to you, to help you, to uplift you, and to enlighten you. People have grown so evil to the point, and I'm not going to say they've grown. It's been like this probably since the beginning of time. There have been people that they have actually murdered and killed that was just bringing change and a positive message for people. Look at Malcolm X. Look at Martin Luther King. These are people that brought major change, major convictions to society because of their judgment and because of how they treated African American people. And in the end, they got killed. That's just touching a little bit in the grand scheme of things. That's just touching on much more that you guys know about. Much more. You guys know there have been so many popular African American figures and our ancestors that brought change, major changes, and fought for equality and different things of that nature. And it pissed people off and they got rid of them. Sometimes your own people will infiltrate what you're trying to do and try to set you up to get rid of you when you are bringing positive changes. It's unfortunate. I'm going to save a lot of that for another video message, but I just want to let you guys know, you choose the advice that you take, but make sure you choose wise counsel. Don't look at somebody from mistakes or failures that they've had in their life. That doesn't mean that they can't give out advice to you or anybody else. Stop being ignorant. A fool can give you advice. If somebody has been a fool at one point in their life and they survived that situation where they were foolish and they came out of it, how dare me or anybody else say they're not equipped or they're not licensed or they're not good enough to give advice? I would listen to somebody that made a particular mistake and they come and try to tell me something and school me on something so I don't go down the path that they did. I don't care whether they single. I don't care whether they're divorced. I don't care about any of that. And you guys have to also stop thinking that because I said this in another video that I released, you guys have to stop thinking that because somebody, mainly a woman, that's single, that she's single because a man left her. I'm so tired of hearing that. I am so tired. That is so stupid to me. It's so stupid and it's so ignorant. It's so stupid and it's so ignorant. You guys automatically assume when you come across an African American woman or a woman that's single, she's single because she couldn't keep a man or a man left her and got rid of her. Again, what you all don't know is that a lot of us, we left that particular man. We divorced that particular man. The man didn't leave us. It wasn't that we couldn't keep him. He didn't want to be kept. So stop with the ignorance. Like I said in another video message that you guys are going to see, you know what? They don't attack single men. It's so many single African American men, but you don't hear people in society attacking them. It's always the single women and mainly single black women that you hear being attacked or accused of not being able to keep a man. But however you feel, because I'm a single woman, baby, I'm going to give advice. And I've only had one relationship in my entire life, and that was when I was married. You all know my background. I've been very transparent with that. I was a virgin. I came from a 2-parent household. My household was religious. My father was religious, but my mother was not. My mother and father personalities and how they did things was literally like day and night. But when I had sex for the first time and lost my virginity, the man who took it married me about 6 months later, and we stayed married for 10, almost 11 years. I've told this story so many times, but for my new subscribers and those of you who have not watched a lot of my old videos and you don't know me that well, I'm telling you in this video message, I have literally only had one relationship in my life. And the other guy that I messed with, a second guy, it was more of a sexual relationship, and I dealt with him for under a year. I knew him for like 9 years, but I developed a sexual relationship with him for under a year. Those are the relationships that I've had in my life, as God is my judge. And that's it. I haven't been out here And that's the truth. I have not been out here like that. The experiences that the average person has not been my experiences. All thanks be to God. God did that. God has kept me because I really want to be kept. And so I use what I have experienced and what I know to be an inspiration to you all, to let you know that what I've experienced in my life and how God has kept me, it is possible. It is possible. This is not to shame you. This is not to make any of you all feel bad like you trash. No, I tell you all these things not to brag, not to be arrogant like I'm all that, but to inspire you. It is possible. Young people that's watching me, you don't have to go out here having sex with all these people, because I didn't. You don't have to have this high body count. It's possible. I don't care what society in the world tells you. People will call you a liar. They will lie and slander your name and slander your character and say, oh, no, that ain't who she is. She did this. Do you all know how much I've experienced with different women who are jealous, spreading rumors saying that I was the opposite of who I am to make me look bad? Baby, when you get in this seat, it's a lot that you're going to have to deal with, especially when you are different from other people. So, no, I'm not going to be silenced. I'm going to boldly speak out on mess. And I'm going to tell you all to inspire you to be better, that it's possible. Celibacy is possible. To not have all these sexual experiences with all these different people, baby, it's possible, because you looking at a human being right now. And that don't mean that I cannot fall. See, don't get caught up in that, because I can fall today. I can fall today. Christian men and women have had a Solomon moment. Go read the book of Solomon. And how he wowed out and then he got himself together and came back to God. But he had to deal with some stuff. I could have a Solomon moment, but it's only by the grace, the hand, and mercy of God that I have not been out here like that. That my experiences in my life are so low. And it's been with my ex-husband and one other guy after I divorced him. And that's the truth. And I tell you guys that to inspire you. It's very real and possible. So just be careful the advice you take. But the message is this. This is your homework. Stop blocking information or avoiding or ignoring people who are willing to give you sound advice and information because they have failed at something or because they were not successful in a particular thing. Stop conforming to what society tells you in every single situation. This is your life to live. You make the choice. That's the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have been offended by anything I spoke about, it's okay, because I know you will forgive me in the morning.